You want to save money? Then go to the Coeur d'Alene Greyhound Park at State Line and drive for $25. Over 450 quality used vehicles have been gathered at the Coeur d'Alene Greyhound Park for immediate liquidation. Prices start as low as $99. Many cars and trucks under $39.99. Only at the Drive for $25 used car and truck sale on now at the Coeur d'Alene Greyhound Park at State Line, Idaho.
An age-old problem. You love your TV, but you can't take it with you. Q6 engineers have found the solution. We call it radio. Whether the power's out or you're on the road, tune your radio to 87.7 FM and you'll hear the sounds of Q6. Listen to your favorite shows and, of course, your local news, including fast alert weather and breaking news updates. So remember, Q6, your local news station, is also on the radio at 87.7 FM.
Some guys like to throw their weight around. And that's okay if you're in the gym, but not if you're at home with your wife or your girlfriend. So if you're threatening or shoving or putting limits on where your partner can go or the people she can see, you're over the line. And you're in danger of destroying everything and everybody you love. So if things have gotten out of control, get help. Do it for your family. Do it for yourself.
In the middle of one night, Miss Clavel turned on her light and said, "Something is not right." I love to read to my niece and nephews. This is Katie and Nick. They get read to at home a lot by their parents, but I think it's the special job of an aunt to be constantly reading to her nieces and nephews. It's important to read to all the children in your life. Help them achieve success by 6.
However you choose to nourish the inside of your body, nourish the outside with new Dove Nutrium. It's unlike anything you've seen or felt before. On one side, a gentle cleanser. The other, a nutrient-rich body lotion with vitamin E. New Dove Nutrium. It goes beyond moisturizing to nourish more than any other body wash. Nutrium, for soft and nourished skin.
There's nothing like the way I feel after a good night's sleep. That's why I love my Tylenol PM. For me, there's just no reason to have trouble sleeping. I take Tylenol PM before bed. It stops my pain and helps me sleep. So I'm ready for another great day.
There's a new bank in town that has a swing in the lobby. Animals roam free. And the atmosphere is always homey. It's Telebank, a smarter way to bank right from your own home, because you do it online or over the phone. You may not see our smiling tellers, but you will earn more on your money. We don't build a branch on every corner, so our expenses are lower and your savings rates higher. And we're FDIC insured. Call now to find out about our money market rates that are double the national average. CDs with yields in the top 1% for 10 years running. Or visit our website for an interactive comparison of how much more you can earn with Telebank. Call now for free information to find out how you can earn hundreds more. Open an account by August 31st and we'll give you $25 to get you started. What other bank can grow your money faster and comes with its own private racetrack? Telebank. Banking will never be the same.
Lindsay never cleans her shower, yet it's always clean with new formula Tilex Fresh Shower. Look at the difference. Soap scum builds up if you don't use Tilex Fresh Shower. Try Tilex Fresh Shower brand. The difference is clear.
Do you wake up with back pain? Do you toss and turn at night? Do you and your partner disagree on how firm or soft your mattress should be? Now, there's a revolutionary breakthrough. Introducing Select Comfort, the mattress that allows you to literally sleep on a cushion of air. Select Comfort's patented air chambers contour to your body for superior comfort and support. Here are 5 important reasons why you should pick up the phone and call now for your free video and catalog. Reason number 1. Select Comfort has been clinically proven to relieve back pain. It cradles your body, supporting your back and helps your whole body relax. Reason number 2, Select Comfort lets you adjust the firmness level on both sides of the bed at the touch of a button. Reason number 3, you'll sleep better. A Stanford University study found that test subjects fall asleep faster and sleep more restfully on Select Comfort. Reason number 4, Select Comfort reduces uncomfortable pressure points so you'll toss and turn less and sleep more comfortably. Reason number 5, Select Comfort backs up every mattress with a 20-year warranty. Plus, call now and we'll include details on our 90-night in-home trial program.
I remember looking at it going, 90 days, that's 3 months. I mean, we don't have anything to lose.
So pick up the phone and call now. We'll rush you this free Select Comfort video and catalog describing Select Comfort's complete pricing information, variety of sizes and models, quality and durability, exclusive 90-night trial, 20-year warranty, and much, much more.
She has her comfort level, I have mine, and we can change it at will. It's just a great product.
And as a bonus for calling now, learn how you can get this Silent Sleeper pillow, a $30 value, absolutely free. You deserve a better night's sleep.
A good night's sleep is worth all the money in the world.
So call the number on your screen right now to get your free full-color catalog and video. Call toll-free right now. Select Comfort, the Airbed Company.
I have 3 kids. I don't have a minute to eat right. I gained weight.
If you want a delicious way to lose weight from SlimFast, grab a meal on the go bar.
It's perfect for my life.
They're fantastic. The peanut butter's incredible. I lost 14 pounds on the SlimFast plan. Just grab a bar. It's lunch.
22 vitamins and minerals, high in calcium, a well-balanced meal in 4 fantastic flavors.
I feel great. I really feel like I have control.
SlimFast meal on the go bars, every day. Balanced nutrition for a healthy life.
The bars are a great idea.
To clear the toughest clogs, you want the clog remover that's fastest through standing water. You want professional strength Liquid Plumber Clog Remover. Watch how its full power goes straight to the clog. Get the one that's fastest through standing water. Get Liquid Plumber.
There's a body wash that does more than just moisturize. Only New Dove Nutrium has a separate nourishing lotion with vitamin E for skin that's soft and more nourished than with any other body wash.
I want to read all of you a little story. See Jane. See Jane do drugs. See Jane zone out. See Jane fall down. See Jane fail school. See Jane get addicted. Where's Jane? Jane's nowhere. If you're doing drugs, stop. Get help. You can still have a happy ending.
Wherever you live, news happens. And when it does, Q6 Local News is there.
Again, the Scope office here in the Carnahan neighborhood is...
I'm standing on westbound I-90.
From Hilliard to Moran Prairie, Viradale to Thorpe Westwood, Q6 has your neighborhood covered. And with our exclusive neighborhood maps, you know exactly where the stories are breaking. Because when news happens where you live, you need to know.
Reporting live from the Riverside neighborhood.
Good news from your neighborhood.
Neighborhood news, only on Q6, your local news station.
Allow me. What the devil are you doing here?
I'm only here because
You're here, hot stuff.
This is going to be about smoking in the house, isn't it? This poor guy's been picked on enough. He has rights. He has it. What's the matter with you? Are you kids to get pneumonia? Bronchitis? Asthma? Get up. What do you smoke outside right now? Son. Make the right choice.
go out for your kids.
One of my favorite books to read to my son is Shel Silverstein's Lighten Attic. I think it's just as much fun as he does. It's a good share book. I tend to use it to hone my acting skills. I do a lot of different voices when I read. My tots, you're much too hot. I fear you'll never do. I think it is the special time for us of every day.
Third grade. First day of class for everyone else. First day for me in a new school. All the other kids knew each other, and all I had was a serious case of fear. So I sat in the back row. I never raised my hand until someone rescued me. My teacher, Mrs. Lavin. She made me feel like I belonged, and soon the other kids did too. So thanks to all those teachers who work miracles every day.
This is how hundreds of thousands of smokers have quit. It's the gradual step-down method, and you get it only from Nicoderm CQ. Store brand patches have only one step. You can't step down your dose. Nicoderm CQ has 3. You step down gradually, and gradual is the method doctors prefer. Quitting's important. Choose carefully. Nicoderm CQ. The power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
You've got to be quick to keep up with them. Quicker to help protect them. That's why Lysol disinfectant spray works in 30 seconds to kill 99.9% of germs. No spray works faster than Lysol spray. You have our word on it.
August 20th, 1999. 3 Japanese banks announced a merger this morning that will create the world's largest ever banking group. And the U.S. pitches in as efforts continue to rescue as many as 35,000 people still trapped in rubble following Turkey's devastating earthquake.
First Business, America's business news and information leader. Now, here's Nathan Roberts.
Good morning. I'm Nathan Roberts in Washington. Barton Eckert has the day off. It will be the largest banking group in the world. 3 Japanese banks announced a plan this morning for a broad alliance that will create a bank with assets of more than $1 trillion. The banks are Daiichi Kangyo Bank Limited, the Industrial Bank of Japan Limited, and Fuji Bank Limited. And the merger is so big it's going to take the next 2 years to implement it. The $1.2 trillion in assets represented by the 3 banks far exceeds the current leader, Germany's Deutsche Bank, which has assets of just over $735 billion. News of the huge banking alliance, as you might expect, sent the Nikkei index soaring above the 18,000 level, with investors hoping it will lead to more mergers in Japan's beleaguered banking industry. The Nikkei gained 218 points to close at 18,098. The dollar was trading up against the yen. Hong Kong followed on Tokyo's coattails. South Korean stocks ended higher as foreign investors consolidated their holdings. Taiwan also higher on foreign buying. Thai stocks making big strides this morning. Malaysia and Indonesia treading water, and a quiet session in Australia. Checking the markets in the UK this morning, the FTSE 100 opens following a loss of almost 84 points on Thursday. The yen, pound, and Swiss franc are all higher this morning. The euro down fractionally. Brent North Sea crude is up 33 cents to $20.90 the barrel. Investors in Mexico ignored the good news of higher crude oil export prices and a strong gross domestic product report and chose instead to focus on the expectations for higher interest rates in the United States. The Bolsa index slumped 19, while the peso ended the day a bit stronger at 9.33. On Wall Street, word of a wider than expected trade deficit took its toll on the dollar and rattled investors. The Dow went into an early tailspin before recovering and closing down just 27.5 points. The Nasdaq, hit hard by losses in the internet sector, though, finished off 36 1/3. The 30-year Treasury fell, boosting its yield back up over 6%. The NYSE Composite dropped 3 1/4 on thin volume of 684 million shares. Internet stocks suffered extensive damage. America Online lost 3 and change. Amazon.com was down 7, and CMGI dropping 6. Online brokerages also tanked. Ameritrade down after Lehman Brothers sliced its earnings forecast on the stock. E-Trade, DLJ Direct, and Charles Schwab all closed lower. Bell Atlantic, which just announced plans to offer long-distance phone service in New York, closed lower. On the bright side, Seagram gaining 3.5 after reporting a smaller loss than analysts expected. And shares of broadband wireless company Netro ballooned 15.5, or 194% on its first day of trading, after the company sold 5 million shares at $8 each. For more on Wall Street's reaction to the mounting trade deficit and the weakening dollar, here's correspondent Steve Dunlop of Reuters Financial Television in New York.
News of a skyrocketing trade deficit rekindled fears of higher interest rates here on Wall Street, knocking the Dow off 27 points, while the Nasdaq took a stiffer blow, falling nearly 1.5%. The markets sagged on news that the nation's trade deficit shot up 16% in June to a record $24.6 billion as imports soared above $100 billion for the first time. Economists had been expecting the trade imbalance to shrink slightly from a previous record set in May. The report extended the U.S. dollar's slide against the Japanese yen, the greenback falling to a new 7-month low against the Japanese currency. A weak dollar raises the prices of imported goods. Analysts say that could spur the Federal Reserve to hike interest rates to head off inflation. Bearing the brunt of the market's sour mood Thursday were cyclical and financial stocks. Caterpillar slumped 11/16 on the Dow, with United Technologies off 5/8 and Citigroup falling 1 5/16. Internet stocks also took it on the chin. The group is sensitive to interest rate fears since they depend heavily on borrowed capital. eBay slid 12 3/16, with Yahoo falling back 5 7/8 and E-Trade down 2 5/8. And the world's top supplier of aluminum, Alcoa, lost ground despite wrapping up a deal to buy its rival Reynolds Metals. The maker of Reynolds Wrap accepted Alcoa's $4.4 billion stock offer after rejecting an earlier bid as too low. Acquiring Reynolds helps Alcoa hold on to its #1 ranking after last week's three-way merger linking Canada's Alcan and 2 European competitors. Alcoa shares were off 1 11/16 on the news, with Reynolds losing 2 11/16 after soaring in recent days on expectations of a deal. And checking the final numbers here on Wall Street, the Dow backed away from 11,000 to end at 10,963. A 9-point loss for the S&P 500, with the NASDAQ slumping 36 and the Amex Composite gaining 1.15. And that's the Reuters Market Report. From the American Stock Exchange, I'm Steve Dunlop.
And you heard Steve talk about it, and even though Alcoa won the battle to acquire Reynolds Metals, the war may be far from over. CNN-FN is reporting this morning that McCook Metals, a subsidiary of the Chicago-based investment firm Michigan Avenue Partners, proposes to top Alcoa's bid with its own all-cash offer. Under terms of the Alcoa-Reynolds deal, Reynolds has 30 days to break its agreement with Alcoa if it opts to seek or be sought by another partner. Checking now on the nation's weather, relief comes to the East Coast in the form of rain showers. With a complete look at today's forecast, here's All News Channel's David Johnston.
Clouds building in the east is bringing much-needed moisture up and down the East Coast. Baltimore, New York, the nation's capital, all can expect to see some showers throughout the day today. Showers and isolated thunderstorms also forecast in the Carolinas, all the way down into the deep south. Elsewhere, dry over the midsection of the country, with those monsoonal rain showers expected to return to the desert southwest. The highs warm again in the deep south, 100s in Texas. The contrast, 70s, even some 60s expected in the New England area, with 80s through the plains. David Johnston, First Business.
Coming up on First Business, Microsoft admits a mistake that could lead to your embarrassment. More on the instant message bug is coming up.
What sets some people apart gives them the confidence to succeed on their own terms. It's no secret, it's the Wall Street Journal. Now you can have that confidence delivered for 13 weeks at just $36.75, just 57 cents a day. That's a 25% savings off our regular rate, which makes now a great time to try this limited time offer.
Call now, 800-258-0700. That's 800-258-0700 for the Wall Street Journal.
Hello?
Bill, Jimmy Miller died. He left his wife and kids with a big mortgage, no savings, and no life insurance. Bill, do we have enough coverage?
Chances are you can more than double your current term life insurance without paying 1 penny more in premiums. Just call Best Quote. We'll rush you a free, no-obligation rate comparison containing quotes from 5 of the nation's top-rated insurers. Right now, a 35-year-old non-smoking male can get $250,000 of term life for about $11.90 a month, guaranteed 10 years. If that's less than you're currently paying, simply call Best Quote at this number. Your free rate comparison will be prepared and rushed to you at once.
Honey, it's Bill. I just heard from Best Quote. We can double my coverage and get coverage for you as well.
Call Best Quote today at 1-800-962-8513. There's no obligations and no hassle. Simply the best insurance at the best rates from Best Quote. Call 1-800-962-8513. No salesperson will ever call you.
As if the suffering they've endured so far isn't enough, thousands of people spent the night outside in Turkey following Tuesday's devastating earthquake. They're worried about aftershocks. More than 200 rocked the area in just a 2-hour period on Thursday. Meantime, the death toll continues to mount, now numbering more than 7,000, and Turkey's prime minister warns it will climb dramatically. He says rescue workers won't be able to reach all of those still trapped under rubble before they die of thirst and exposure. And the UN estimates there could be 35,000 people still buried under all the debris. Nearly 100 U.S. experts are on the scene, and they are bolstered by more than 3,000 members of the U.S. military joining in the rescue efforts. In addition to the tremendous loss of life from the earthquake in Turkey, from an economic standpoint, the quake couldn't have come at a worse time. Business correspondent Ron DePaulis explains.
As the death toll continues to mount from the devastating earthquake, the Turkish government is struggling with how to deal with the tragic loss of life and rebuild the devastated areas for the survivors. The quake, the worst on record to hit Turkey's populous areas around Istanbul Tuesday, has left thousands homeless from the towers of rubble that had once been apartment buildings. The damage to residential buildings and commercial properties has been estimated at more than $25 billion, and that's expected to climb. The International Monetary Fund has pledged its support to help Turkey deal with the impact of the earthquake that struck at the country's industrial heartland. Analysts say numerous other international financial institutions will have to join forces to help Turkey with the recovery and rebuilding process.
What the world community can do is pull together from several funds to give emergency aid to Turkey. The World Bank is making a contribution, and individual nations can make a contribution. The European states will probably make a sizable contribution. The U.S. will make a contribution. I would think Russia would as well.
Before the quake struck, the Turkish government had been struggling to deal with that country's estimated $20 billion deficit and an annual inflation rate of 50%. To make matters worse, the heaviest damage from the quake is centered in an area that accounts for more than a third of the country's economy. Roads in the regions are blocked by downed power lines and telephone lines, and factories have been shut down so that workers can look for survivors and help relatives affected by the devastation. About the only good news thus far has been that rescue workers have found some survivors alive in the debris, and an earthquake-sparked fire at Turkey's largest refinery was finally brought under control, ending a threat to a key supply of fuel for the country. In New York, I'm Ron DePaulis reporting.
Among this morning's other top news headline stories, Republican George W. Bush said the most he's said yet about the drug question. With details on that and more, here's All News Channel's Kim Pletica. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Presidential hopeful George W. Bush is once again dealing with the drug question. This time he says he hasn't done illegal drugs in 25 years. Bush told reporters yesterday he made some mistakes in his 20s and that he learned from them. But he says that is all he intends to say, and people who don't like it can vote for somebody else. Bush is 53 years old, which means he would have been 28 the last time any alleged drug use occurred. There is yet another Y2K warning out today, this time from the Navy. A new naval report says there will probably be electrical and water failures in 60 cities that have Naval or Marine Corps facilities. Some of those cities include Dallas, Houston, Orlando, and Fort Lauderdale. The report is in sharp contrast to a recent Clinton administration report which said national electrical failures are highly unlikely. And speaking of computers, the Clinton administration wants to be able to search